Coming up in this edition of Rock 11 Now Weekly, Rockville is offering assistance for furloughed federal government workers. We have the details. Plus, find out how you can be in the know when it snows. We'll tell you how Rockville handles winter weather.
And how one Maryland artist is healing hearts with open hands. More news, more often, right now. This is Rock 11 Now Weekly, so let's get into it.
The Mayor and Council will hold a public hearing Tuesday, January 22nd at City Hall at 7 p.m. on possible amendments to the city's Adequate Public Facility Standards, or APFS. The APFS and the Adequate Public Facilities Ordinance were enacted by the Mayor and Council in November of 2005 as a way to determine if the city could accommodate new development and redevelopment while ensuring the provisions of transportation, schools, and water and sewer services. To testify at the January 22nd meeting, call the City Clerk's Director of Council Operations office at 240-314-8280 by 4 p.m. the day of the hearing. You can also submit your testimony in writing by mail or email. Send your email to cityclerk@rockvillemd.gov or mail to the City Clerk's Director of Council Operations office at the address right there on your screen.
The federal government shutdown has caused hardship for some Rockville residents, and the city is here to help. Struggling federal employees and contractors could be eligible for delayed payment with no penalties on certain city services, including preschool and before and after school care, water bills, and animal registration fees. For a roundup of assistance available from the city, including ways to contribute, visit rockvillereports.com.
During those winter months, snow emergencies are a possibility. Many of you may be wondering what this means. Here's what you need to know. Conditions leading to a snow emergency are significant deep snow. Only the city manager can declare a snow emergency for Rockville. And because of the snow, the city needs your help to clear the streets. That's why we need you to park in your driveway. But if you don't have a driveway, park on the even number side of the street only to help clear the way for snowplows to go to work. You can head to rockvillemd.gov and search snow to find out all you need to know. And remember our seniors who may need help clearing the snow. You can find out how you can lend a helping hand by calling 240-314-8800. Whether by wheels or walking, we all have to share the streets. And Rockville wants you to know how to get where you're going safely. Be seen and be safe. Make yourself visible to drivers. Wear lightly colored or reflective clothing at night. When possible, use marked crosswalks or signalized intersections when crossing the street. In Rockville, there are accessible pedestrian signals on all city-controlled traffic lights. If there is no crosswalk, be sure to find a well-lit spot on the road to cross. Look before you cross, even making eye contact with the driver. Never assume the driver can see you. And always remember to walk on the sidewalk. If there's no sidewalk and you have to walk in the road, be sure to walk facing traffic so you can see and be seen by oncoming traffic.
Still to come on Rock 11 Now Weekly. Healing Hearts with Open Hands, how an emergency shelter in Rockville empowers its guests through art, right after this. Interfaith Works Women's Center is an emergency shelter in Rockville that helps women recover from heartbreaking life events. To better soothe the souls of their guests, the center commissions art to transform their walls into a gallery of healing. One exhibit featured local artist Lauren Kingsland, whose quilts were a perfect fit for the guests to start their journey towards recovery.
My name is Lauren Kingsland, and I'm a professional quilt artist. I've done work at the intersection of art and healing, with quilt as the medium for helping folks process difficult things in their lives through creative expression. Quilt is an analogy for putting the pieces together and taking a pile of something that's a mess and making something orderly and beautiful out of it. Resonates with a lot of people. People are reminded of being cared for, being loved, being tucked in. One of the pieces in the Interfaith Works show was called The Road Home, and it has houses all over it and a path that spirals from the upper left corner around to the center. Whether the road is going from the house at the center to out into the world, or from out into the world back to the center, is left to the viewer. And the road is made out of squares that have the response of 74 members of the public to the prompt, home is ... Mainly, home was not about the building at all. It was about the presence of people and the feeling that they had when they were home. It's a place where they felt secure, where they were accepted. And I made that while I was going through a divorce. That was my way of finding out what everybody else thought was a home as I was reinventing home for myself. The center it's clean, but it's very, very austere without the art collection. It's a lot of blank walls, and they got to live with the pieces for a long time. The presence of something handmade and beautiful and colorful really mattered to them, really mattered. It says, this is a homey place for you. The quilt, just by its nature, is about comfort. This was different. This was really special. People who choose to go to art galleries have a choice, but people who get to see this, when they don't have a lot of choices, that was really moving. Emergencies are, by definition, unplanned. Anybody can end up without a place to live. All it takes is loss of a job, a fire, a bad divorce, and suddenly anybody can end up with no place to go. So it's nice to know that there is a safety net.
The Interfaith Works Women's Center helps hundreds of women every year. You can be a part of helping change lives by volunteering. Head to iworksmc.org or call the Women's Center at 301-770-2413. For Rock 11 Now Weekly, I'm Craig Buchanan.
That's going to do it for this edition of Rock 11 Now Weekly. Remember, you can check out the latest happenings on our online newsletter at rockvillereports.com. And join in on the conversation and check out our posts by signing up for Nextdoor at nextdoor.com. And keep up with Rockville 11 by subscribing to our City of Rockville YouTube channel. And you can follow us on Twitter at Rockville 11, on Instagram at city_of_Rockville, and like us on Facebook. For the entire Rockville 11 team, I'm Kathy Dantzler. Until next week, Rockville.